Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us tonight on the first stream of 2025. We greatly appreciate you being here with us this evening. And a lot been going on in the past few hours. You know, last night it was myself, family. And I remember my wife was talking about this because last year, before to go into the new year, we actually went out, and, they got a section and all of that. But this year say, nah, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to just stay with, stay in the house of family and all of that. And quite a few people was talking about that, like, nah, I'm just going to stay with family. And the funny part was everybody was sleepy. Everybody was tired. Like, everybody. Normally, everybody want to turn up because of the new year. Man, we was all falling asleep, and all of that. And I think I said at the time, I said, you know what? I think this is like just a culmination of 2024. 2024 was a hard year, was a very hard year for a lot of people. I mean, I've talked to people, no matter what they do for a living, no matter what their situation was, 2024 was not a, good year at all, so, but I woke up this morning, I told my wife, I said, I got a feeling 2025 going to be a good one, though. I don't know. I woke up feeling that this morning. And I pray that feeling, definitely be for everybody else that's here, that's listening right now. Now, the two incidents we're going to be talking about tonight on the stream tonight happened. One happened at 3 a.m. In the morning in New Orleans, a city where there's a lot of FBAs on Bourbon Street. And we're going to talk about that incident. And we're also going to talk about the incident of the Tesla Cybertruck. They're labeling now a terror attack that exploded outside of a Trump hotel in Las Vegas. So we got to, talk about that as well. 2 incidents. Just start off the new year. So very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Also going to give one announcement so far, as we're going to talk about different announcements going to be happening. Because when I was about to start this stream, it came to me. So I'm going to follow what was coming to me. Starting this year, the Friday live streams, Fridays. I'm still going to do my Monday through Friday live streams, but we're going to do the Friday live streams on the app only on Friday so far. You want to make sure that you tune in to the Friday streams on the app, because we can get into some topics. We can show different video and different things that we can't do here on YouTube. On YouTube, you got to censor different things. You can't show this. You can't show that. You can't say this. You can't say that. So one change we're doing as of even starting this week. So this Friday, the first Friday of the year, we're going to do our live stream on Friday. So if you're on the app, Friday, come join us same time, 7 p.m., and we're going to get right into it on the app, on the African Diaspora News Channel app. If you don't have it, make sure to get it out to Google Play and Apple App Store, download it, and hit create account. You can do quarterly, monthly, or yearly. Don't miss out on the different things that we're going to do there. Those live streams are not going to be shown on YouTube or nothing like that. This year, I'm prioritizing bringing different programming to the app. And because if people are supporting us every month, a lot of people support the year, then we need to make sure to give them a lot, more things. And one thing for sure, we want to make sure, at least starting so far on Fridays, I'll be doing that completely, during this year. Also, we got to see how it works out. I want, to bring even a lot of different journalists we have here to make stories just for the app, and they can go in ways they couldn't go in. So I'm going to plan that out too, as well, on top of the other stuff that's already uploaded there on the app. So we working. We gotta get this app, out there a lot more, because let me tell you something. The app is ours. This platform right here is not ours. They can do what they want. They can change the rules. Facebook, any of those platforms are not ours. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about, black ownership, black excellence, all these different things that we talk about, but yet we want to talk about that and promote that on platforms that we're not even owning, right? So at least we can say we own that platform. We own our own app. That's ours, right? So we need to make sure to do things to get more and more people there so we can talk about what we want to talk about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, okay, so people slowly coming in. They're slowly coming in. I didn't even know I was going to stream today, be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure to share this real quick. I saw somebody last night say, hey, you going to come up with some new devotionals? You know what? Yes, I will look into that. I just have not focused on that, because we have so many different things that we're trying to focus on behind the scenes here in the company, for sure, that we're trying to make it better for you, make the viewing experience better for you, maybe add some people, do different things we need to do so we can, run efficiently. But yeah, some of those things will change. But until then, we got what we got, so you can use this as a musical interlude, or you can use it how you want to use it. But hey, we won't take too much of your time tonight. We'll do Eric Mays and we'll be back.
I'm just telling you, I'm gonna let you talk.
Who you talking to? You gonna let? The voters let me. I got voted in. Who you talking to? You gonna let me? I got seconds left.
I want you to know.
Ain't she crazy? How many seconds? I'm counting your time. Miss Galloway, I'm gonna rule you out order. You keep talking so much.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes, you do.
You have the floor. Thank you very much.
What a fool.
We have got to help the city of Flint. We have got to move the city forward. We have got to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Ms. Herkenroder, you the reason that I'm going to vote the way I'm going to vote, because you tried to put words in my mouth like I said you was a racist. You got to stop doing that. You've got to stop doing that.
Ms. Fields, please be very careful in that area. Please.
All I said there was mediation and
You
there were
told
people in rooms.
details
That's
of
not
who in what
confidential.
room and how many.
But
and
I am
what.
going to finish saying this.
Well, go ahead.
That's fine. Do you?
It shouldn't be fine. We got folks sitting in business,
I'm the
and
chairperson.
I wouldn't care if you was the chair, the sofa, the TV. So you might want a dialogue.
I don't give a...
You don't give a what?
That's what he's trying to do.
So you dialoguing?
There's no dialogue.
It is some dialogue.
There
You
shouldn't
gave
be dialogue.
me some
Point of
dialogue.
order. Councilwoman Worthy, what is your point of order? No, I'm not.
You ain't?
I'm not.
You must.
This is a joke.
Stop this abuse.
I'm going to give
It
you
is
a
abuse.
point of order. Personal attacks is out of order. Now, you want to make a personal attack on me, I'm going to tell you something. I'm tired of Ms. Fields calling me racist. I'm tired of you calling me personal names as it relates to women. I'm tired of it. It's wrong. You're out of order. But you keep doing it. Because when I start blasting your butt, like I'm doing, everybody already know it's coming from y'all. But don't get beside yourself, Mr. Chairman. If he gonna holler tell me to shut up, you better give him his warning.
I gave you yours.
Give him his. If you gonna discriminate, you gonna let the white man running for mayor holler across and tell this black man to shut up.
I don't want to hear
So when he get loud, I'm gonna get louder. When they go low, I go lower.
All right. That was Eric Mays, ladies and gentlemen. I need to answer a question from the Fam God. Is there old content you took off YouTube on the app? I have a lot of content that is on my hard drive that I need to upload to the app. And now, since I have a little bit more help in the graphic design department, I will be getting those lot of videos uploaded. Matter of fact, let me glance at some of these videos I have uploaded. Interviews that I've taken down off of YouTube. Certain videos where I was, certain critiques of people I think I've taken down over the years that I probably put back up for sure. And from all the way back, I see one from 2015 right here. Certain type of things that some of y'all have never seen. I totally forgot this one interview that, me and Tariq did an interview here. I'm looking at right here. I forgot about that interview. So it's a lot of videos that I was staring at right here on my my hard drive. Yeah, that time, So I got a lot to put up, and just we're gonna be creating new content as well. So yes, now if there's certain videos you're looking for, I mean, what are you looking for? I don't know. You can help me out with it, and maybe I can find it. I think I'm gonna put up all the old Ratchet Video Weekly videos. I'm gonna put them up on the app as well in the entertainment section. I'm gonna put them back up. I have all that on the hard drive. I got all that, right? So just like I took it down from YouTube doesn't mean that I don't have it. All right. You say you're in the app, so it would be cool to see some of the OG vids from back in the day that's not on here anymore. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna start working on actually this month. Now, so I got a little bit extra help, in the graphic design department. All right, so let's go ahead on and get started with this. So let's go ahead on and let's go all the way to New Orleans, and shout out to all the brothers and sisters in New Orleans. So they had a tragic event that happened in New Orleans. If you have not heard about this, let me go ahead and cue this up real quick, ladies and gentlemen, and let's talk about it.
3 hours into the new year, Bourbon Street in New Orleans turned into a massive crime scene.
This particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk.
The FBI says 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S. citizen from the Houston area, drove a white pickup truck around a police car blocking traffic and slammed into pedestrians on the crowded street. 15 people were killed, dozens injured. Federal investigators are calling this an act of terrorism.
New Orleans police and all law enforcement is built. We are built for dealing with evil, with things that would cause others to be in fear. But instead, our officers, and last night NOPD in particular, stood strong They did not run. They did kill the terrorist.
There are still many unanswered questions about Jabbar, but we know he was an Army veteran and the truck was rented from the Houston area. Investigators say Jabbar was killed when the truck stopped and he began shooting at officers. 3 officers shot back, killing him. 2 officers were injured.
Considering their injuries, they're doing well.
Federal investigators say an ISIS flag was located on the truck along with a possible explosive device inside and others nearby. They also believe Jabbar did not act alone. A state police bulletin says 3 men and a woman are seen on surveillance placing one of those devices. As for the victims, one of them has a connection to TCU. Jack Beck, a senior receiver for the Horned Frogs football team, confirmed on his social media that his brother Tiger Beck died in the attack. TCU football posting, quote, sending love and support to the Beck family.
Bourbon Street is an active crime scene, and the FBI is in charge of it. When they clear it, and it does not become an active crime scene anymore, we're going to open it up.
The city was not only packed for New Year's celebrations, but also for a college football playoff game. In the wake of the attack, the Sugar Bowl was postponed until Thursday. Governor Jeff Landry was already planning to issue an emergency declaration ahead of the Super Bowl next month, which is also in New Orleans. He amended that order so additional resources can be brought in immediately.
This city has been tried by fire before. But fire purifies. Fire makes things stronger. We have a plan. We know what to do. We are going to get these people. There is a path forward.
Now, the governor said that he will attend the bowl game on Thursday. There is no word if there will be another media update tonight.
All right, Stephen Dial, thank you. President Biden and President-elect Trump offered condolences and support after the attack. Mr. Biden said he was grateful for the brave and swift response of local law enforcement in preventing even greater death and injury. He said he directed his team to ensure every resource is available to get to the bottom of what happened as quickly as possible. President-elect Trump said, "Our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones, including the brave officers of the New Orleans Police Department. The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this act of pure evil."
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you kind of heard what was going on here. Now we're going to look kind of like a little bit more details into this gentleman by the name of Shamsuddin Jabbar. Hold on, make sure I get this, move this out of the way. Yes, Jabbar. He was 42 years old. We'll get into that. Now, I'm going to go there because, I have to go there. All that policing in the black community, all that watching black folk, black folk came across the street without being mobbed on, right? But you notice they never do this for these other groups. These other groups, they have ties to different homelands, even ties to homelands that take issue with America. And they're not watching them like they watch us. How many FBAs have you seen pull stunts like this? Sorry, you just haven't seen that. You talking about John Quavius and Tyrone, they may be a menace in their own community, but they're not going to do things like this. Yes, I'm going to bring that up because they'll say, these black on black crime. Look at the black on black crime in this nation. Black people, black single mothers. And they love to talk about black single mothers, right? And it's interesting that all the people who be doing these crimes a lot of times have 2-parent households. You see Connor going air out the movie theater or doing something similar to this, right? He have a mother and a father in the household. And a lot of times these other groups have mom and daddy, and yet they do these things. So clearly it can't be because the father in the household all the time, because Connor wouldn't be doing what he's doing. I get so sick and tired of this crap about dumping on black single mothers. Like, okay, you don't know the ins and outs of the relationship. We don't know. And just because a woman's a single mother doesn't mean that she's a bad person. Doesn't mean that she is going to raise her kids the wrong way. It doesn't mean that. And we in the black community have to stop doing that crap. Listen, I'm not going to join in with other groups against black women being single mothers. No. Now, whatever issues we got, we'll discuss it as a community, but we're not going to do that, okay? Because I'm sorry, single mothers in the black community aren't producing these kind of sons. Sorry, I haven't seen it. Now, if you don't like black women, then you need to deal with your issues. You need to go to therapy this year, okay? You should not have any hatred toward black women or black men. If you have a hatred toward each other, trust me, therapy can help. I'm telling you, it can really help. Please deal with your inner issues in 2025, okay? So let's get back on here real quick. Now, as they say here, what they know about the dude, right? So they know that he, what he has been identified as, he's U.S. born. Because see, at first they were saying, trying to say like he was, a direct immigrant, like from another country. But no, he was born here in this country. He's an Army veteran from Texas. He actually lives in the Houston area, but we'll get to the rest of that. And they were saying that they believe he was radicalized in the last few years, and that radicalization may have been exacerbated by the Israel-Hamas war. Now, they say at least 15 people, were killed, over 24 injured after a man drove a Ford pickup through a crowd on Bourbon Street at a high rate of speed early Wednesday. Now, if I was on the app, I would actually show y'all the videos, but I can't do that here on YouTube. Now, they say authorities are working to determine whether the deceased suspect had any affiliation with terrorist organizations after an ISIS flag were found on a pole on the truck's trailer hitch. Well, what person is normally flying a terrorist flag? I mean, but you know what? Let's get to that. Let's get to that. Real quick, I want to talk about that. You see these problems we have with people waving all these contrary flags. Flags that's not the American flag or the state flag. You see the correlation with some of that. Listen, I'm against flying all these foreign flags. I don't think you should be going to nobody else's nation flying a foreign flag. I don't care if I'm an American living in another nation. I don't need to be waving my foreign flag there. And talking about, how much I love America and I'm living somewhere else. Well, if I love America, then I should be in America. You know what I'm saying? But waving these foreign flags, you see these people with these foreign flags or these Palestinian flags all over the place. Everybody waving a foreign flag, but nobody's there in their homeland. The only flag that black Americans will wave is the United States flag. Then you got the Juneteenth flag, but that's connected to this country, right? The black American flag that we have, that's connected to this country. The red and black one, that's connected to this country. Nothing we have connects to foreign nations, any flag that we have. And it was Grace Wisher, the one that sewn the modern flag anyway, which was a enslaved woman from our lineage, okay? Black Americans aren't swinging foreign flags. Now you may say, it's freedom of speech. Certain speech shouldn't be free. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Just like people shouldn't be waving Nazi flags. No, that should not be allowed. Well, people should have freedom of speech. No. Not all speech should be free. No. Well, Phil, don't that sound kind of communist? No, it don't. Just like you can't go scream fire in a building and cause a stampede or whatever, they will charge you for that. Now, by your logic, you would say, well, that's freedom of speech. They should be able to holler fire in a crowded building. Or should we be saying something about somebody putting a device on a plane and didn't really happen and causing a panic? You would get arrested for that, right? But you have freedom of speech. Not all speech you have is free from consequence. I just don't believe that waving all these different foreign flags and being allowed to, people, I'm sorry, you should be looked into a little bit by that. Why are you waving a different flag? Now, I could be wrong. That's no problem. I'm not right for everything I say, but I just noticed certain things with all these dual allegiances. Because in other countries, they don't play that about dual allegiances and all kind of, for instance, I can move to an African country and because I'm not born there, I can't do a whole lot of things. And they won't even prioritize me like that because I wasn't even born there well, no, I'm married, so I can't do that. Unless you marry somebody from over there as a citizen, or you establish a business where you're hiring a lot of the citizens. So yeah, they give you some sort of priority because you kind of helping the economy, but you got to do a whole lot to get any kind of priority. We are the only nation that people could come to, don't have to do much of nothing, just show up and get prioritized, wave foreign flags in this country, right? But it goes back, once again, we talked about previously. Y'all would rather import people here and their kids later be first generation or whatever. You rather deal with them instead of putting FBAs in position where they can do for themselves, right? But let's continue. Let's continue. Now they're saying here that authorities are working to determine the deceased suspect. Okay, we talked about that. They said addressing the nation from Camp David on Wednesday. He said Biden said the FBI reported to him that the mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating he's inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. But it's amazing that black people talk about certain things on social media, their pages get restricted or suspended real quick. But he's talking about things like this on social media. That's interesting. He said the ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. As Biden says, that possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby. However, he cautioned the situation is very fluid and the investigation is in its preliminary stage. They say after barreling, as they threw the crowd over a 3-block stretch, the suspect allegedly got out of the truck wielding an assault rifle and opened fire on police officers. They say all officers returned fire, killing the suspect, police said, and at least 2 police officers were shot and wounded. They say this man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. They said the driver was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did. They say weapons and the potential IEDs were located in the suspect's vehicle, and other potential IEDs were located in the French Quarter, according to the FBI, which was leading the investigation. Is now 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe, according to the FBI. Say investigators found homemade pipe bombs at the scene of the Bourbon Street attack, and law enforcement sources said to the news that the crude devices contain coils and nails, basically a lot of shrapnel. So when they explode, they would do maximum damage to people. They say authorities also found a grenade, which was among the items tested for viability. Okay. Now they say in addition to the assault rifle, Jabbar was allegedly armed with a handgun. They said New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell described the horrific incident as a terrorist attack, and said the FBI is being investigated as an act of terror, okay? So they believe he wasn't by himself. So you having this coordinated attack, ladies and gentlemen, against an American city, against American people. And I'm going to keep saying this, but if they would police these other groups like they police black people, these things wouldn't happen. And how many times we got to keep saying that? Oh, you so quick to put a knee on the neck of George Floyd, right? You're so quick to, rush in on Corin Gaines. You're so quick to put Sandra Bland in jail and she lose her life. You're so quick to choke out Eric Garner, these black Americans, right? But none of these black Americans have ever tried to harm people or harm America or want to see America fall or any of that. And this is what we as black Americans have to tell these folks. Just say, you see? Now, all you see how we treat it, right? And look what happens. These are the preferred people that you want. But yet these people are hostile toward y'all. Hostile. You so hostile toward us, and we actually the friend you probably would have wanted. And we're going to see more and more of this in these next 4 years. How they're going to say Biden did this and Biden did that. Okay, yeah, he flooded the country, but this guy was born here. You can't say he came through anything, whatever. He was born here. He's first generation. He was in the military, all that, right? So you can't say nothing about this guy. But it don't matter from what we have seen. It has nothing to do with radicalization, nothing like that. We have seen a lot of first generation are still have a immigrant mindset and not more so an American mindset, even if they were born here in the United States of America. Now, I'm not saying every person that come here gets radicalized. I'm not saying every person that come here in this first generation born, they're going to, be against, certain progress in America. I'm not saying that. Let me say this with balance. That's not everybody. It's not everybody. It's not everybody. But there are certain people who do feel that way, right? That their attitude is they want to bring more people in like themselves. They're not just happy being here themselves and being happy with the people that's already been here for hundreds of years. They want to bring more people in from their homeland, just like Elon Musk himself wants more immigrants in here, right? We talked about that just as much as Vivek Ramaswamy. He wants more Indians in here. They don't want to go back and make India great. No, he don't want to do that. He want to bring India to America. So he still has an immigrant mindset. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to kind of look into that. Because how are we going to make a quote-unquote country great if everybody's thinking with dual allegiances? It's kind of like even when the Bible teaches about a double-minded man. He's unstable in all his ways. That's what scriptures teach. You're double-minded. You got to make a choice. Well, what do the scriptures teach? I'd rather you be hot or cold and not lukewarm. Because if you're lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out. In other words, you got to make a decision one way or another. You can't be playing around on both sides. Even the Lord don't want you doing that, right? So we got to look more into that. And that's why a lot of people, FBAs, have been saying, I really don't want people with dual allegiances to be in certain leadership positions because they play both sides. And a lot of times the side they play is not going to be the side that benefits the majority of us. It's going to be on the side that benefits the few, which is their background. Understand? So yes, we need to say, hey, that's not our people. That's not our group. Oh, delineation has to continue. Delineation has to continue, and delineation has to be told and said to them folks, hey, this is y'all. Y'all the one that brought all these people in here. Y'all did it. We have enough FBAs to do all the jobs in America. Y'all talking about we need engineers. You got FBAs that can be engineers. You got FBAs that can be tech people. You got FBAs that can do all kind of work and jobs. But every time FBAs, we can just look at the history of America, trying to get a headway, you flood the country with immigrants from wherever they come from. No matter if they come from Europe, wherever, right? You flood the country. Now, you don't flood the country with a bunch of African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants. You may bring a few, but you don't flood the country with them. Let's call it what it is. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, they still going to be black to them. So they don't want to bring a gang of Nigerians in here or Ghanaians or wherever. They're not going to do that, right? But we got to point out when these things happen, hey, that's not us. That's not our people. And this y'all. Y'all brought these people in here. Now they're going to say, oh, it's the Democrats. I don't care who it is. Y'all in control. I'm talking about the folks. It don't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. Y'all in control. And now you want mass deportations, which is okay. But what are you going to do with first generation people here like Mr. Jabbar? What are you going to do with people like that? You can't mass deport him because he's born here. So you got people that's born here and they're citizens. You can't mass deport them, and yet they got dual allegiances. Okay, so he said, he's saying you have to stay focused. Too many folks, wallow in self-pity. He said, whose side are you on? Say Moses, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm not distracted about nothing. I report the news. And how does this news impact, Black America and the diaspora? How does this news impact us? Now, this is not, you can't even say this is African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants either. That's to talk about that. African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants aren't out here doing things like that either. Okay? That's why in 2025, look, I think we've kind of did some straightening enough within the diaspora. Let's go ahead and tone some of that down. I know if somebody being disrespectful, we'll check it, but let's tone that temperature down a little bit, because I'm telling you, like, an African immigrant is not my enemy. A Caribbean immigrant is not my enemy. Now, if they're saying something out of pocket, we're going to check them. You better believe that we're going to check them, and the checking is going to stay there. But they're not my enemy, and they're not yours either, because regardless of what they say, they're going to be put in the same position we in, especially in America, and they're not even the majority. We are the majority. FBA's is the majority when it comes to black. And we control the culture in this country, too. They don't. So we got to focus our attention on what really matters and what's really going on, against us that can affect us, right? And we've got to pay attention. All right. So let's look at this. Let's look at this second story here real quick. Let's out of Las Vegas. Check this out.
Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this has been a sort of interesting development. The images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. I think people thought it was an accident and then no one was hurt. And so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism in that it was a Cybertruck. It was not Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now, 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism, and that it was, quote, intentional. And there was a...
I realized I was muted. I didn't realize that, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm cooking with zero sound. Didn't even know that. Okay. God, I hate when I do that. Sometimes I do that when I play a video and I don't want the sound to come across his microphone. I'm sorry about that. Well, what I was saying, before I got quiet there for a minute, what I was saying is we definitely got to point out in 2025, any other group that's doing something, to say, hey, that's not us. That's number one. Number two. They always wanted to make black crime something that is the scourge of America. And we need to make sure to point out the crimes of these other groups and make sure to say, hey, this person's not us. They from here. Number 3, we need to keep looking into this foreign flag waving. You over here in America, you say you love another place, you're waving that flag, but you don't want to be there. Well, I don't understand that. And we got to look into that. We have to look into that, because if you love another place, and that means you don't like the place you're at, or you don't want to leave because you just want to benefit off the money. You want to benefit off of what Americans died for. There's a lot of Americans that fought and died for what we have today, especially when you are groups. Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna have to cut it out. You say I was muted with 15. You say I was muted 15 minutes. I didn't know I was muted 15 minutes. Okay. And something told me look to my side. Something told me look to your side, Phil. Look. So I'll edit it out. That's fine. But anyway, we got to look more into that, waving these foreign flags. We got to look into that. I think as American citizens, we need to frown upon that, because if you like these other places so much, then why you basically like the African sister said, I come here to take. Because if you don't love America, then you come here to take. Bottom line. And that's fine if you want to come benefit, but keep that flag, waving in the street. Just keep that at home. It's okay you got it in your house. It's okay to love where you come from. It's okay. But the issue is a lot of Americans fought and died for what you got going on right now. A lot of black Americans for sure, because white folks wouldn't let none of you here that was non-white. They wasn't doing it. It wouldn't been for FBAs. That dude that did that attack, and any of them that's not white, would never had a chance to come over to this country. They'll never had a chance to come over to this country whatsoever, right? Yeah, tell them that. Thank you for telling them that. Refresh their page, because I know you can hear, because I'm looking at my levels. You can hear very well. Just refresh your page. But anyway, man, I hate when that happens too. God, I hate when that happens. When I forget that button, because I'll be thinking I'm ready to go in on something, and then boom, y'all tell me, man, I don't even hear you. So I'm gonna have to stop muting my button sometime when I want to go in, right? All right. So let me check something out y'all saying. Let me go back. Let me see. How long did he? Okay. And you know what caught my attention? Some emojis caught my attention. And I say, what is these emojis? That's what caught my attention. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people's family fought in every American war, the Civil War, and the freedoms that we enjoy in America, a lot of countries don't enjoy these freedoms or privileges at all. They don't enjoy them. And because a lot of people fought and died for that. I was watching a movie today called The Free State of Jones. I've never seen that movie. The movie came out in 2016. And I really enjoyed that movie. I really did. And what was the gentleman's name? God, his last name was Knight. What was his first name? Well, anyway, he was a white gentleman, and he was in the Confederate Army, and he was gonna fight with his son or whatever, but the son got killed, and so he ended up leaving and just kind of going back to his family or whatever, and then found out how the Confederates was doing his family, and they were just taking their food, taking they crops and all kind of other things to them, talking about it's a tax for them or whatever. So he started fighting back, and so when they end up trying to get him, they end up taking him to the swamp. The one white lady that has a business had a basically a slave, and they say, "Oh, take him to the swamp." So they took him to the swamp, and all the brothers and sisters was in the swamp, and so he got with them out there in the swamp, and they healed him up because one of the slave catching dogs bit him, so they healed him up because even when he had a child, they had the slave girl go over there that was a healer. Because we were traditional healers, right? And he healed his child and all of that. So anyway, yeah, man, you have to see that movie. It was a good movie. It shows all the way up to after the Civil War, when they tried to go vote, because black men could vote with the 15th Amendment, not black women, but black men, and all these black men went to go vote Republican, right? And all the racists were Democrats. You have to see that movie. But like my wife's like, they say that's interesting. I'm like, oh no, that's American history. Black people were Republicans. They were not Democrats. Democrats was the party of the Klan and the party of the racist. Don't think that's why it's so weird today to see black people like hardcore Democrats when a Democrat would have had you swinging from a tree somewhere. It wasn't the Republicans, right? But anyway. So, yeah. How they was, basically voter suppression and showing that sort of thing. And like this one brother lost his life, trying to register people to vote, register black men to vote in the elections and all of that. So all that stuff like that we suffered in this country, and it was based on a true story, all this movie. It's called Free State of Moses. Free State of Jones. Go look it up on Netflix. I watched it. It's good. Check it out. It's real good. You say it didn't flip into LBJ? Yeah, it didn't flip to LBJ. Yeah. Well, that and also the Great Compromise kind of start flipping black people to Democrat too. Because when the Union troops was taken out after Reconstruction, the Great Compromise, and then the Jim Crow laws, and the South was allowed to come in. Because the Great Compromise, they were threatening another civil war because they did not like black people thriving. They hated black people thriving. And within that 10-year Reconstruction era, black people was thriving very, very well in America. And that's why I tell people, if black people was just left alone, trust me, we would actually be running the yard in this country. But we have been sabotaged so much. And, the history shows that. That's why I say our financial position in America is not natural. You look at these other groups, say, oh, look at how well the Asians are doing. And look how well this group is doing, that group is doing. Yeah, go do those groups what you did us, right? Go sabotage those Asians over there like you did us. Go sabotage those Arabs. Go burn down their businesses. Go bomb their churches. Do all that stuff you did to us, and let's see how resilient those people are going to be. Because those people, they're just going to run back to their homeland. They're not going to stay here. They are quick. They are not, trust me, they're immigrants. Immigrants don't come here to fight. They come here to make money. They come here, like that sister said, they come here to take. They don't come here to do nothing. So, yes, we are definitely, I agree, that we are the greatest people, one of the greatest people that ever lived. But I think we are one of the most resilient people because these people have done everything they could to us to destroy us, right? And so we got to make sure to keep our name clean and our lineage clean. And by doing that, our name clean, keeping our lineage clean, is that we don't let nobody throw dirt on our name, talking about crime and all that. Even when black people should have been committing some crime, they wasn't doing it, right? Black people just want to work hard, be left alone, do what we do, right? You talk about the black criminal class that we may have. If you think about why they committing crimes, it's economics. And if you talk to any brother on the street that's like dealing or whatever, if he had an opportunity to make some money, legal money, and he had to be out there in the streets, he would do it. A lot of men would say, I would do it tomorrow. Not everybody out there is even dealing want to actually be doing that. So that's a total conversation of a different day. But thank y'all for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. That's also very important. Subscribing is free. And remember, on Friday, we'll be having the stream at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the app. From now on, every Friday will be on the app in 2025 and on. So make sure you join us there so you can keep up with everything that we got going on. But thank y'all for listening. And I'll make sure to edit out that silence error on the replay once it all finished propagating. And we'll see you on the next one.